And hope my stream just doesn't completely die. I also added like a little thing to the scene, so when you make contributions or you do a sponsor quest or something, it will show up on the stream. Maybe that's what's broken the stream. That's possible. I think that's the only thing I added before the stream started. I don't know why that would break the stream though. It's just a browser source, but you can get your stupid name on the screen if you try. And it could also get censored, I believe. But you'll have to figure that out. Figure out where the line is with spicy messages. Anyway, it looks like Huff is warmed up and is already in the zone here. 120,000 through 28 lines, but Tris slight pace lead before having to burn away 4 lines, so it actually doesn't have one anymore. Yeah, pretty neck and neck. Yeah, who is even still awake this time? I guess it's a good time for Asia Pacific and for people that live in Alaska. And U212 wherever they live. Wait, you're from Ghana, really? That's a new flag that I would have to add if you ever start playing competitively. Okay, rip. I don't think there even is a single Tetris player on the African continent. I think the closest we've got is like the Middle East, but I could be wrong. Pretty sure there was nobody in the qualifier at least. There's probably one or two of them on emulator, but nobody with a console. It's probably not that easy to get a console if you're in Africa. Muhammad's in, that's not Africa, that's Asia. That's why I said there's a few players in the Middle East, like there's quite a few that live in Dubai as well. Which is, I guess, geographically closer to Africa. And players pretty neck and neck, doing their thing here. Actually, Tris has a lead. What am I talking about? Tris is ahead by a couple of Tetrises, but against a roller, it never really feels like a lead. Just feels like a buffer for what's to come. The pressure of kind of having to have a lead now. And if nothing happens to Huff before Killscreen, he can just keep playing. It's like kind of the, you know, the last frontier, I guess, of Tetris will be breaking into the African market. I mean, we're never going to get into the Chinese market because well, you can't access Twitch or Discord in China, so that's kind of a problem. Not legally, anyway. But you can in Africa, so here's hoping. Huff transitions at 550 and Triss at 596. So Triss kind of has the lead that he needs, but Huff is kind of in his comfort zone as well. It's not too far behind. And both players continuing to Tetris here. Both getting into little digs. A bit of a misdrop there by Huff. It's gonna take some burning. It's not dangerous, but it's probably gonna have to burn away 5 or 6 lines. Potentially more. Now he's put that long bar there. Might go left well. No, he's not gonna go that risky, and just transfers it back. So all in all, probably had to burn about 10 lines. Clean up that misdrop, which has allowed Triss to extend the lead here at 713 to 656, or 740 now actually. So about 80,000 point lead for Triss at level 22. But then, you know, what's 80,000 points to a roller? That's just the target. And Triss, you know, he's on a really strong pace here. Doing pretty much all that he can do. Oh, an unfortunate sequence of pieces now, putting Triss in a little bit of a situation. Oh, and this is not looking good for Triss, and left is completely cut off, and that's going to be it for the tapper. Triss tops out at 838. Roller could have got out of that, and Huff is good for game number 1. So there you go. Triss led the whole way until that little, I guess it was a slight burst of bad pieces in the middle of a drought, and it's how aggressively you have to play against a player like Huff, who will easily get a long bar to the left here because, of course, you know. And I guess he probably wants to mullen Killscreen now because he's already there. What's the chance that he gets like a world record here? You never know. Not with this board though. That's a horrific misdrop. And there we go. Thankfully, mercifully misdropping there on level 28. Let's get it underway. And nice looking stacks for both players already. They just make openers look so easy. I make openers look very difficult, and I don't know what it is about placing the first few pieces, but it always seems to end up in unnecessary burning. It's probably just the mentality of trying not to burn in general, because when the game starts you actually burn quite a lot of lines without worrying too much about it. Tris setting up a kind of a delayed burn thing here. Didn't adjust that L there. It's gonna, oh, instead sets up a Tetris, so maybe it was thinking like 10 steps ahead there and did that on purpose. And I just assumed it was a misdrop because I don't know any better. But got the Tetris out of it and down stacks back to the right well. 109,000, Huff at 188. Huff a few lines ahead, so it's about a 3 Tetris pace lead for Huff. And 4 Tetris a real-time lead. So starting to put some pressure on already. It's a game up, and how do you even prepare mentally for playing, you know, a player like Huff? He's so many accolades. Actually, he doesn't have that many accolades. I think technically CTL is the only thing Huff's ever actually won. But oh, did he win a I think he won Challenger Circuit once. if you're counting that. But of course, second in CTWC this year, amongst other things. Oh, hi Madros. Oh, sorry, last year. It feels like one never-ending year, honestly. What are my thoughts on a rolling hybrid? What do you mean? As in like tapping to kill screen and then changing? I don't think it really matters if you're a hybrid or if you're a pure roller. Either way it helps. Do you think it's superior or inferior? I don't know. It depends on the person, probably. Because like switching the grip and the timing kind of messes some people up probably, and then for other people it's probably worth it because of the consistency of tapping. But yeah, I don't know, rolling's also faster on 18 and 19, so it gets you out of some situations. I think once everybody's consistent with the rolling, they won't bother hybrid at all. I think they'll just do pure rolling. And approaching transition here, scores pretty up there. 533 for R532 for Tris, who's closed the gap now. His Huff's kind of stuck in a burn. He's trying to get things cleaned up. He will get things cleaned up in time for transition, but will allow Tris to have a lead going into transition here. 581. Half transitions at 564, so less than a Tetris lead for Tris, but a lead nonetheless. And yeah, it's pretty neck and neck right now. Both players stacking really cleanly. Tetrising. Huff. Just take a couple of burns, but not too stressful when you're a roller. And 8:32. Oh no, a hang here for Triss. Gets the long bar over to the left, fixes the stack there without burning any more lines, so that's pretty crucial. Needs to keep pushing the pace here. 8:66 for Triss. 8:33 for Huff. Still a 60,000 point lead for Triss, who's continuing to Tetris. But you know, it's kind of under the pump here just to build enough of a lead that Huff might not be able to chase it down ultimately. And Huff also building up quite high here. It's getting droughted. Oh, and then over rolls that square and then misdrops another piece. And now he's going into panic mode here. Can still get out of this, definitely. But it's going to cost him quite a bit of pace. It's going to force a Killscreen chase down, certainly here. As Triss is building a lead. A63 right now, Huff at 891, and his board's not looking any better. But he can still get out of this in time for transition. That's all he's got to concentrate on now. And Triss gets a 1.1. He's still got 3 Tetrises available, so he can actually 1.2, but he takes a single. So that's off the table now, at least without Killscreen. And take a few more burns, takes all of them, and gets the last Tetris to go to 1.18, and getting a few more points in Killscreen here. He can play a little bit of Killscreen. Gets to level 30. And Huff has not cleaned his board up enough to survive the transition and will also top out on level 30. So Triss there with a 1.19. Can't write the tappers off yet. They've still got a little bit of fight left in them. Alright, but Huff are already in a good position. There's our Cheese, Alex and Dog, who are all in pretty strong positions in the standings. With Triss and Pixel Andy kind of knocking on the door, trying to get in. Still plenty of opportunity to do that. Andy still has to play Dog and Alex. Yeah, Huff is just built different to other people. He doesn't panic, doesn't get stressed, he just he's just relaxed. What is like the lowest resting heart rate you could have without dying, I wonder. It's definitely not 1. It's probably something like 30 or I don't know. Most people just have like 60 or 70. Well, I guess most healthy people, probably most people in the world aren't healthy. That's another issue. Pretty neck and neck to begin. Once again, Triss maybe with a slight pace advantage, but it's less than a Tetris, so not even really worth mentioning. And basically evaporates with that double burn. They are neck and neck once again. Huff build up pretty high there with the 2 wide. Yeah, it wasn't very high at all, but you know, for me that would have been when I'm starting to worry. For Huff, that's just a normal stack. Ooh, and hang there by Huff. It might have been caused by him changing his grip a little bit there. Maybe a little adjustment gone wrong. But he will dig out of it, no problem. 301 for Huff. Still maintaining a lead, but Triss should be able to take the lead if the game delivers some long bars anytime soon. He's being a little bit stingy with long bars right now, to say the least. And yeah, just huge back-to-back droughts going on here for Triss. Finally getting another long bar, and now it's pouring long bars. So Triss goes to 353. Huff 373. But sometimes the game just does that too, and you have to deal with it. And it's just a demonstration that how to stack when you're up that high, really, and not to kind of sell out your board, go all in for a long bar. You can still continue burning at that height if you know what you're doing. And Triss has been doing that. Huff, his board got a little bit worse in there, but gets a couple of Tetrises, and we'll just skim these lines off the top. 433 for Huff, 455 for Triss now. Transition less than 10 lines away. Kind of snuck up. Both players been having a little bit of a softer game by their standards. I guess Triss has only had 36 long bars at transition, so still gets a 500k transition with 36 long bars. That's pretty decent. And Huff at 480. With significantly more, about 45 long bars, I think, at transition. Still not that many, but Huff now He's dealing with some problems, but he gets the right pieces, gets the right side back open, and gets a very welcome Tetris. And again, Huff with the delayed burn setup. And one wrong decision at this height and it can all go wrong very quickly. Doesn't matter if you're a roller or not. And he's making the right decisions. And his heart rate hasn't even moved an inch. Incredibly. Huff gets out of the situation, but it has allowed Tris once again to take a lead. But Tris needs a long bar. Oh my god, gets the long bar barely in time there. It's kind of a piece or two too late, but Tris set up some pretty smart delayed burns on top of that to keep the stack under control and gets out of it relatively easily in the end. Some burning required for Tris. 764 now for Tris, 741 for Huff. And Huff takes the lead with a Tetris into 26, but Tris takes it back. So Tris still with a around about a 1 Tetris lead, but a worse looking board. Is building on row 2 to try and keep the pace up. But just not getting very timely long bars here. It's not making life any easier for Tris. Huff with a bad board though, all of a sudden. Oh my god. And Tris getting droughted. Can he get one more Tetris out of this? He can't. And Tris is going to top out on 27 at 841. And Huff is not going to get it before Killscreen. He's got to somehow... Is he going to go for a Tetris here? Would a triple do it even? Triple would do it now, but is he going to be able to get set up for it? He takes a double. 842 is the target, and he gets there barely into Killscreen. Had to do a couple of lines on Killscreen. And if only Tris got that one more long bar, he would have had a much tougher time. Oops. There we go. Huff takes game number 3. They'd come and arrest you. And like fine you like an unreasonable amount of money, and then put your parents in prison, and then put you into put you into foster care. So yeah, don't make lemonade. It's not good. Huff is starting out with a Tetris here. Tris is starting out with a bit of a dependency on the left side, but gets the right pieces. So we'll start out with a Tetris. I guess that's probably the difference between Division 1 and other divisions, is when they set up those kind of dependencies, they know what they're doing and they get away with them. But if I did something like that, it could just end the game before it even started. You don't really see that many zero line top outs in Division 1. Just making an interesting adjustment there to set up the S tuck. Gets the S. And continuing to Tetris here, 188 for Tris, 254 at 49 lines for Huff. This is quite the pace early on for Huff. Is that 1 burn or is that 5 burns? I think it's probably 5 burns. I don't know. It's a decent pace early on. People trying to figure out what game that was from. I don't know. It was a Mario game, I'm just not sure which one. Tetris is not your favorite game. That's outrageous. Who could not just love this game to bits? It's kind of a complicated question though. Like, how do you rate? How do you quantify what your favorite game is when they're in a different genre completely? It's hard to compare things that are not the same. And Huff continuing with the aggression here. His pace is kind of slowing down a little bit because he's not getting perfect pieces, but it's still a pretty monstrous pace. And Tris is kind of only like a Tetris and a half behind, so Tris having a really good game as well. Yeah, I don't know if I could like rank my favorite games, so to speak. I could try. I could say like by genre maybe. Galaxy is definitely better than 64. Like it's not even in the same universe. It's just nostalgia that people are hanging on to. And players about to transition here. Huff transitions 654. Tris is hoping for a long bar here. Get one just in time. 582 transition for Tris. So some work to do. 70,000 point deficit at transition, but Huff is still human, I think, despite the heart rate, and is occasionally prone to errors. And he does create a line dependency here, which is kind of dodgy. Gets one line, he's got another one though on the right side. And he gets that, but he's still digging. And there we go, finally almost getting this back open. Still has a J dependency. And goodness me, this dig just keeps going, and finally Huff kinda getting out of it, but still going. And it is allowing Tris some runway to catch up. 7:56 now, Huff at 8:09. So let's close the gap to around 50,000 points. Tris not having it all his own way either. Really nice delayed burn there by Tris. And Huff is clean again now. Tris is clean. Both waiting for a long bar. Both get a long bar for a simul Tetris. And Tris has now closed the gap to just one Tetris and is actually was behind in lines, so he's actually ahead now with that Tetris by 5,000 points. And players continuing to trade the lead back and forth here. It is neck and neck. And a miss spin there by Tris. It's going to take a few burns to get the well back open. Not too costly, but every burn at this point begins to add up. Tris gets the right side back open. Tetris is 996, Huff at A19. So Huff with less than a Tetris lead here at the same lines. But a pretty good stack. It's getting droughted. Has to take a few burns, so good news for Tris. Tris now has the pace lead back. Huff transitions at A71. Tris has one more Tetris available to retake the lead into transition. Gets the spin crucially and gets the Tetris, but Huff has Tetrised on Killscreen because of course he has. His board's falling apart. Tris could chase this down, and he does. Huff is continuing to line it out, but he's going to top out. And a tapper just beat a roller on Killscreen. Holy crap. Tris's Killscreen's pretty good. We've seen a couple of level 30s. And every line counted there for Tris. It will take this to a decider. Maybe Tris kind of needs this win to keep his top 4 hopes realistically alive, I think. And Huff is kind of positioning within the top 4. Or he could even drop out of the top 4, I guess, potentially, if he falls apart at the end of the season. So he needs this win as well. Every point kind of counting. Yeah, and I've had some pretty close games here. Let's hope both players get reasonably okay RNG in the decider. You never want to see a RNG decide the game. You want the players to play it out. A really nice S adjustment there by Tris. He saw that coming. Saw the future. And a lot of players would have been burning for a few more lines if they didn't do that. Huff is once again doing his hardly burning a line strats. He's at 163, 33 lines, and Tris 145, 33 lines, so almost the Tetris lead for Huff. And new PB from Adris, I believe. Congratulations. Is he still the lowest PB in Division 6? Potentially. I don't know. Who else is in Division 6? But GG's. That is an achievement in itself, having the lowest PB in any division. Means you're relatively good at match play. I don't know what the lowest PB in Division 1 is. It's probably over 1.2, right? It's probably O, right? Who doesn't have the highest PB in the world? Yeah, definitely none of the rollers. And Huff continuing to do his thing here. 351, 372 line, 333 for Triss. So Huff maintaining that almost the Tetris lead, but he's going to have to do a considerable amount of burning here. Does it as neatly as he possibly could. But it will cost him 6 or 7 burns, and Triss. Dangerous board for Triss with like a long bar. Gets the long bar, and we'll be able to build maybe a Tetris here on row 2. Not going to get the perfect transfer at the first time of asking, but potentially that's a row 3 actually, not a row 2. It's potentially looking for the pieces to line up and get this board back in a nice position. Huff has a much nicer board, but still only that one Tetris lead. Triss is kinda maybe starting to push his luck a little bit here. And is kind of just gonna have to pray for a long bar. Gets the long bar, and now down stack in time for transition. Huff will take the lead into transition. It's 10 lines away, 50,000 points ahead with a cleaner stack. Triss still getting Tetrises on row 3, just to spite me. It's not gonna burn this down just yet. We'll do it on level 19. And there we go. We'll transfer it right about now. Huff now 60,000 points ahead. Triss has transferred the welt to the right side. 5 lines behind as well, so the pace lead significant here for Huff. So round about 70,000 point pace lead for Huff now. Both players with clean boards. About 60,000. It's kind of going back and forth. Triss in a much better position now, so he's starting to close the gap a little bit. Oh, Huff. Couple of hangs. And this survivable for the roller, of course, but it's not helping his pace. Will allow Triss to take the lead with the next Tetris. Is the long bar coming for Triss, though? Oh my. Had to take the safety there. And then, of course, the long bar came, but he had to take the safety. Gets the Tetris a few pieces later. And we'll take the lead. 796 for Triss, 758 for Huff. Almost cleaned up. He's just got 3 more hanging blocks in column 9 to burn through. He's allowing Triss to build a little bit more of a lead here. Triss, crucial tap to the left there. Triss is just not getting the right pieces at the right times here. Very, very good decision there with the S by Triss. And once again, with a clean stack, 881 for Triss, 839 for Huff, but he's 7 lines back. So this is anybody's game right now. Ever so slight advantage to Triss maybe, but if Huff plays perfectly, perhaps he has the lead. Triss is, oh my word, he can only really get set up for 1 more here, as he has a hole in the stack, has to burn into Killscreen. A22, Huff is at 950, but he can get 2 more. He's playing aggressively, and now he's going to have to burn down on a miss drop for Huff. He needs to get to A26, and this is going to take some chasing. A26 is the target for Huff, and he cleans the stack up, but he's still around 30,000 points away. And he maxes out into level 31 here. It should be a comfortable chase down for a roller, but it isn't a decider. And 1 miss drop can end everything. Triss did all he can, really. Now all he can do is watch as Huff just lines it out, and there it is. Huff takes it on level 32. Ruthless. Ruthless as ever, Huff. The Joseph Slayer. It's now the Triss Slayer. Can add that to the list of players that Huff has beaten, assuming they haven't played before. Rollers, man. A really good set from the two, and there we go. We'll give Huff his. Oh dear. We'll give Huff, there we go, we'll give Huff his final heart there. Well deserved. And